Welcome. Today I'm gonna be giving y'all some intake on my moveset editor, meaning I'm gonna describe how to use it and how everything works with it. So let's get straight to it. So the first thing you need to do is import the code, of course, so everything can work. So push import. It's gonna take a little minute, depends on your computer. Now, I done made this tool a lot, like different versions of it, and I'm just trying to get better at coding and developing it. So bear with me. All right, see now the tool is reading the code and everything is straight. So first thing I'm gonna be reviewing is basically the moveset editor first. So when you first open up the moveset editor, you have to push default and like this. It's gonna be blank exactly like this, and you're gonna have to push default add-on, which pretty much this is all the moves that Jin has, and his character ID is 6, so that's what that is. Now we can find a move that we want to use or replace. So I want to kind of make Jin's electric like this. So I'm gonna do his electric and I'm gonna pause the game. All right, as you can see, the game is paused and he performing the electric. Now we're gonna push current move ID. All right, that's 1928. So we're gonna copy this value, copy it and paste it in the new move ID box. Now let me explain what all this stuff do. When you play an animation, it's just gonna continue to play the same animation that you paused the game on. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like. Sometimes you have to push it twice. And as you can see, he loop plays it. Then you can stop the animation by pushing stop ID. And as you can see, he stopped the animation. Edit move ID is basically like you seeing all the data that's in that move. So it's getting all the data that's in that move. So I'm gonna do the electric again. And as you can see, I'm gonna push edit move. And this is what everything has. So if I want to edit his hit reaction, I can do that. Or his effects that's on his move, then I can do that. But I just want to replace a move right now. So I just need the other move ID of the one I'm trying to replace. So I'm gonna get that. I think I'm gonna use his down forward 2. Down forward 2. Yeah. Pause the game. Do the same thing as we did once before. Current ID. Now we're gonna push edit move. Now this is his electric and this is the move we trying to replace. And we're just gonna push replace. And push OK. And as you can see, we performing his electric with down forward 2. All right, so let's just say if we wanted this on player 2 side, all we would do is go back to the moveset editor main menu and we will push set to player 2. So now when we try to perform that move, it's not gonna work no more. And I'm gonna go and put Jin on the other side. And as you can see, now it's working on this side. Yeah. So if I want to go back on the left side, I just push player 1 and it'll set it back on the other side. So I'm gonna change character. And as you can see, it works on this side. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna be covering is hit reaction, as I mentioned earlier. So I'm just gonna look for the hit reaction that I want to use first. So I want to make his forward to a tailspin in the air. So I'm gonna do his tailspin in the air and then pause the game. And we're gonna do the same thing as we did once before. Current move ID. Then push edit move ID. Alright, and we're gonna copy these numbers right here and paste them in the next box with the new reaction. So now I'm gonna get the move that I'm actually trying to use. I'm gonna do 4 and pause the game. Do the same thing, current move ID, edit move ID, and now I'm gonna push change. And as you can see, hit has been replaced. So now when we do it, of course he's not gonna do a tailspin or a flip move, because this is only for the air and this is not on the ground. So now I'm gonna do it in the air, and as you can see, the tailspin comes out. Some call it tailspin or some call it a tornado. That's what Tekken call it now, a tornado. So it's giving Tekken 7 vibes with that move. Alright, the next thing I'm gonna be covering is hit effects, like say for instance if Jin has the electric around his hit effect, or like I do a heat dash, that effect. So I'm just gonna replace a move with probably his heat effect, which is this. So I'm gonna use that. So I'm gonna pause the game, do everything like I did once before. Current move ID, edit move ID, and as you can see, those the numbers for it is gonna be in this area. Copy that, paste it in the second box next to it. It should say values and new ID. Then I'm gonna do the move that I'm trying to change it with. I'm just gonna use a jab for this. So I'm gonna push current ID, edit move. Now as you can see, it ends with a 6 and this ends with a 6, so I'm able to use this. If it don't ends with the same number at the end, you're not gonna be able to use it. Depends on what move it is though. So I'm gonna push change effect and push OK. And as you can see, now it does matter with the bytes that you use. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 bytes, and this is 5 bytes. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bytes. So this ain't gonna work. So we're gonna have to find another hit reaction. Another effect. So I'm gonna clear this. Anytime you want to clear a line, you just put the line number and then the values that you want to change it to. So I'm changing the first line, which is always 0. So I'm gonna push change. Yeah. Now if I want to change the second line, it will be 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in that order. So it'll start off 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So now I'm finna find another hit effect. So I think I'm gonna use something else. I might use another move. So I'm gonna use this move again, and I'm gonna change this to this hit effect right here. So I'm gonna do the move again. I'm gonna do the raging, the heating gauger, and then I'm gonna push current ID, edit move ID, and copy these numbers. Paste it in second box again. All right. Now I'm gonna do the other move. All right. Current ID, edit move, and as you can see, this is 5 bytes, and this is actually 5 bytes. So we'll be able to use this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bytes. So we can use this. So push change and push OK. Now we have changed the hit effect once before, so we'll have to refresh the characters for it to work again. So I'm gonna do the key charge, and it should be the heat engager. As you can see, it works. And now I have like another heat engager now. Instead of this heat engager, I can use this one. Alrighty. Now the next thing I'm gonna cover is the character speed. Like if I want to speed up a move, so I'm gonna use his slow attack, which is this one, and we just gonna make it faster. So I'm gonna pause the game when I do the move. Current ID, edit move ID, and as you can see, it got some type of speed value, but you don't have to worry about this box, just worry about this one. And you can set the speed to anything, but the max is probably like 10,000 because you don't want to make it like impedingly fast. So I'm gonna start off with like 1200 or 1300, probably like 13, and I'm gonna put set speed. Now the animation should look way faster. As you can see, the move is coming out a lot faster, but I wanted to make it come out faster, so I'm gonna look at the line that I want. We start off with 0, so I'm gonna use 0 and change this, and we're gonna set it to 2000 this time. We want it way faster, so push change and push OK and do the move again. Now it should be a lot faster. Now I'm gonna show you how it looked before we changed it. So I'm gonna set this to 0 and set this one to 0 and push change, and now you can see, yeah, it's a lot slower now. And another thing you can also do with the speed, you can make it slow. So I'm gonna do it again. And I'm gonna get the current move and edit the move ID. Now I'm gonna make it slow. To make any move slow, you have to put a negative number. So I'm gonna put negative 500 to exaggerate it a little more, and put set. And now we can see that it changes over here. So now the animation's finna come out a lot slower, as you can see. Now I'm gonna make it come out so slow, like it's a slow motion move. So I'm finna change it again. And I'm gonna say 1,000 this time. We're gonna double it. And push change. Alright. Now I'm gonna do the move again. And as you can see, it is so slow that it makes Jen do 2 of them because how delayed it is. So if I wanted to set that back to normal, I just set everything back to 0. And push change. So now it's back to normal. So the next thing I'm gonna cover is damage. So I'm just gonna use the same attack, but I'm just gonna change the damage. So I'm gonna have that move take basically all his health, like a 1-hit kill. So I'm gonna do the move again. And current ID, edit ID. And we're gonna make it the max, which is 99.9. And push change. And push OK. So now when the move come out, it's gonna take all his health. As you can see there. Now that was pretty easy. Now I'm gonna do infinite juggle. Now it's 2 parts to infinite juggle, but I only got 1 part working of it for right now. And that is basically like you juggling the character in the air only, and no longer, well, you can't do like infinite tailspin or nothing like that with it. You can only just juggle. So I'm gonna just push this to 1 to turn it on, and we're gonna push set. So now as you can see, the character is gonna kind of move forward, but you can always hit them and they never gonna have no pushback. So now you can do like a crazy combo. Like that. And you can also do infinite death. So like this. Like that. That's pretty cool. Alright, the next thing I'm gonna be covering is like starting frames and recovery frames. If you went to frame data, then this would be good for you. So let me pull up the frame data. And so as you can see, TEKKEN give you frame data, but you can also see it in my tool as well, the same thing. So if I perform a jab and pause the game and push current ID, then move ID, and as you can see, it's 10 frames, exactly like it's 10 frames over here. It's exactly 10 frames. So I want to make the 10 frames into 9 frames. So I'm gonna do the move again. And pause the game, current ID, edit move ID. And now I'm gonna change it to 9. And the recovery 2, and click startup frames and push OK, and then push recovery frames, push OK. Now it doesn't have to be the same for both of them. Like I can have this 9 and I can have the recovery to be like 11 or 12 and it'll still work. Now what I don't recommend is like putting too low of frames, so an animation has to come out. So if you push the numbers too low for the animation, then it's not gonna come out and it's just gonna like whiff with the character a lot. So as you can see here, it's 9 frames, but as you can see, it's still whiffing because the jab is 10 frames and not 9 frames. So that means we making the move come out faster than the animation can actually come out. But as you can see, it's still working. Alright, the next thing is basically adding a move or adding a council, as people call it. So I'm just gonna add a council. So I want Jen to let me find a move. Okay, so when we do this key charge, I'm gonna have him do another move after that. So we want him to do his hell sweep, but in heat. So let me do it again. Actually, I'm gonna use his heat dash after that. So basically this. Yeah. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna use that move again. Pause the game. Okay. Current ID. Edit move ID. Okay, now the first thing on adding a move, always get the current move that you trying to use first. So I'm trying to use the heat burst or heat blast, and get the move ID for it and paste it in the move ID, the new ID. Now you don't have to use its original move ID. You can make this custom. So like if I want to make this custom, I use like another number behind the original. So I say 2, or I might say 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. I think I'm gonna use 2 or 1. I might use 1, and that's gonna be good for that. So we got the animation we trying to get. Now we got to do the animation that we trying to use for. So I'm gonna do the key charge. Pause the game. Now you do the same thing. Current ID, edit move ID. Now as you can see, it gives another current move ID, but the one that you're trying to get is right here. So then we push enter. Now it's gonna give you a distance between the character move, and you just copy them numbers and paste it in the distance. So now it's in the distance, and you need to get that move ID. So copy it and put it in the move ID. And the frames, you need to look closely at the frames. So I'm gonna get the frames. The frames is at 0. So we just set that at 0. Or we can add a delay. So I'm gonna add a little delay. So I'm gonna have it come out like 10 frames. And then we want it to make a move. So I'm gonna use an input. Now you don't have to use an input. You can just leave this at 0. But I'm gonna use it. So I'm gonna use 4, and I'm gonna hold it. Now with the input, you gotta hold the input and pause the game at the same time. And then the value gonna pop up at the bottom. So you're gonna say get ID and copy this and paste it in the input box. So now we got everything that we need to add this move. So we're gonna push copy numbers and add move and push OK. Now the reason why we push copy, so we can copy the same numbers from the other window, so we won't have to go back and do them individually. We can just copy it and edit it and we'll be fine. So now this should work. As you can see, it works. Now I do want to make a a longer delay. So I'm gonna do like 20 frames, and we're gonna push change. Now it's kind of like the same thing. You get the line. We start with 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down. I'm gonna push change and push OK. Then I'm gonna do the move again. Like that. So I'm gonna use a longer delay. So I'm gonna use like 60 just to see it come out. Okay, 60 might be a little too long, so I'm gonna do like 40 and change it. Alrighty. Hold on. And as you can see, it comes out a little slower. Now, this ain't a particular move I would use for this, so I will teach you how to add a custom move. So let's just say if I want him to have a hell sweep like that, but I want him to have like 3 different hell sweeps. So I want him to hell sweep, and then hell sweep until his other screens and stuff. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get that hell sweep. So I'm gonna pause the game. And current ID, edit move ID, and we're gonna get them numbers, copy the move ID, paste it in the move ID. Now with this, you gotta pay attention to these numbers. So this is 20, so we're gonna change the frames to 20. The button, I'm gonna leave it at 4, and the distance is gonna be 0 because we getting the same move. And we're going to customize the move ID again. So I'm gonna put a 1 or a 2 or a 3 behind it. So we can stay in order. I'm gonna put a 1 behind it. So I'm gonna copy and add move. And now we should be able to do 2 hell sweeps now. As you can see. As you can see, now I can do 2 hell sweeps. Now the cool thing about copying and pasting is because I can easily do like this. I can replace this with 1, and I can replace this with 2, and it's gonna do the same thing. And I'm gonna keep up with the line. So this 0, 1, and this is 2. So we're gonna push change, and now you can see I can do 3 as I plan it on to. And as you can see, and he still have his screen with it. So and you know, you can do as many as you want to. So if I wanted him to do 20 hell sweeps, I could put that in there, but that's like over exaggerating it. So that's a lot. So that's pretty much it with the move editor. You can clear everything, like clear all these values and make them back 0, and the character will be back normal. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like. So clear all, push OK. And as you can see, values are still here, but the values are clear here. So we gotta clear the all values too and push OK. And as you can see, now they are gone. And if I restart gen, you can see everything's back to normal. And you can start a new moveset thing. Okay, full Atom is basically player one moves and player two moves like together. So that's what that does. I also have everything for player two too. Pretty much the same thing. And that's pretty much it for the move editor. Next, I got the animation editor. So basically this is for all of the character moves and stuff. So like if I want to put Jin's electric on Kazuya, this will be possible, but only possible with the character on the other side. For now it can't work without the character, so that's a little complication that Tekken has brought in the game now. Cause with the Tekken moveset extractor, you can do that with any character and it'll work with any character. But they only got it now where it can only work with a character right across. So yeah, that's a bug that they fixed. But I'm working on getting it working with all characters though. But for now, it works with the character across, so it's still useful. And you have more flexibility with the character move. Unlike with the move editor, you can replace pretty much everything about the move except for like the cancel and the sound effects. I did put that in there before, but it's some issues with it and some bugs in it, so I took it out of it. So basically I'm gonna teach how to use it and you can go from there. So